Welcome to Titan Talk. I'm Aaliyah Becerra and I'm here with Michael Bishop. So, for my first question, what is your proudest moment of the season so far?
For me, each week, has its different moments. For me, I'm more of game moments. So, the objective is to win, but you can take some tremendous strides from play to play. Just from guys seeing that they can do things that they thought they couldn't do during the course of the practice. So, for me to see a young man go out and make a key block or catch a ball that he dropped 7 times in a row in practice when we was working on it, in game time when everything's on the line, he makes the catch, makes the block. For me, that's some of the great moments um, during the game. So I really don't look at a season. I look at moments within the game.
What is more important for an athlete? Do you believe it is strength or is it just heart and mental?
Well, I mean, there's so much that goes along with being an athlete. Number one, if you have the physical strength, um, you can dominate, but there's times where the opponent has strength as well. So there's so many more things that you got to put in perspective when it comes down to knowing the game, understanding your opponent, um, knowing the game assignments, knowing that you have a certain amount of time to make things happen, or if you get a penalty. So there's so much more that goes into it than just coming to a Friday night game and seeing the results. There's so much that goes into it, preparation, and if you have great preparation, 9 times out of 10, you can have great success on the field.
Okay. From the records you hold at a collegiate level, which one do you value the most?
For me, I've been blessed. I've been in some great situations. I've been around some great players, great coaches. But I've been able to play at a high level on every level that I played at. But for me, to me, college is the most rewarding because you get a chance to play for the love of the game. Once you get past college, everything is about it's a business. So you make money, you lose money. You get hired, you get fired. You get released, you get picked up. So it's almost like a yo-yo type situation unless you get into a great situation. But for me, college level, being up for the Heisman, and being able to go to New York, being able to see all the history about the Heisman. I won the David Brown, which goes to the #1 quarterback in the nation. So I've seen some great things in the course of my career. But moving forward right now, coming up in December, I'm going to be inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. So that's something that you know I laugh at it because Coach Mr. Butler always makes a deal about it, but you know there's 5.62 million people that play college football, and there's only 1,058 that's been inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. So I'm one of those 1,058. So, and that's across the world, across the nation. So I feel blessed, but most importantly, you know, for me coming from a small town and being able to be touchable, reachable to young student athletes.
And you're a very humble coach, and so many kids look up to you. So, as a coach, you bring kids in, you're like, hey, this kid has a ton of potential. Do you believe that potential will always lead up into growth or no?
Well, it's great to have potential, but the kids must understand that potential means that we think they can do something. Um, you gotta have great work ethic, and just grit and determination. Because if you can add all that in with the potential, then the sky's the limit. You got an opportunity to set yourself up for the future, and that's what it's all about. We want to get kids to the next level, but if somebody tells you that you have potential, you got to take that and magnify it because you don't want to be stuck with just potential and nothing else. So potential is great, but you need everything else to go with it in order to be successful.
Okay. So, from the current roster you hold, who do you believe resembles you most on the field?
Well, it's crazy because the time that I played football, it was different. You can hit the quarterback. You can get away with a lot. Nowadays, there's so much that you really can't do. But if I had to pick anybody, I played the QB position, so I would have to say, from my standpoint, I'm always looking at the QB, and I think Keyshawn, every once in a while, he shows, he showed some things that I seen myself doing in my past career. But I know, and he knows that he has to get better and keep going.
And lastly, do you believe that this is your best season so far as a coach, considering that y'all were going against tougher opponents?
Yes, you always want to play against the toughest opponents that you can get. Right now, we currently sit at 81. We'd love to be at 9-0, but you can't win them all, and I understand that. But since I've been here at Legacy School of Sports Science, this by far is the best year, the best season that we've put together. We've got a good amount of student athletes that understand it, that love to play the game, and whenever you get kids and you understand and they understand, the sky's the limit on what you can do, and you want to keep it going. So moving forward, next year should be the best year, and the year after that should be the best year. So you want to build each year and keep going with it.
Okay. So this is one of my favorite questions. Is it easy coaching with your brother, or do y'all bump heads a lot, or do you believe that y'all two are too alike when coaching?
Well, when you have a brother or close friend or family member on the staff with you, a lot of times, you can feed off each other because you know more about me and I know more about you than anybody else does. So I know what makes you tick. I know what makes you get excited. I know what can make you not be excited. So, it's been fun. There's been times in certain games where, I yell at the defense and he'll yell at the offense, but we're doing it for the love of the game. And the kids understand it, and there's times where you have to talk rough to each other. But at the end of the day, we know that's part of the game. And it's all love, and it's all in going into the right direction. That's the direction of winning the football game.
So at what age did you start playing football? Like middle school, little league, or when did you find the love for it?
I've been playing football since I was 7 years old. If you're in Texas, you grew up playing football or baseball. And for me, at 7 years old, I got introduced to football. Well, I was introduced to football before then because I was, watching it on TV and listening to, older siblings, older cousins, because they was already playing. But I played my first game at the age of 7, and I was 37 when I played my last game. So that's a long time. A lot of hard work, dedication, a lot of dreams, a lot of dreams that I seen come true because of my work ethic and my determination. So, it's a long time, and I tell people all the time, play it while you can because it doesn't last forever.
So when growing up, did you ever look at a player and be like, I want to be like him, I want to play like him? Mm-hmm. He does everything right, mentally, is good to the people, and is good on the field?
Yes, I mean, for me, I played the quarterback position, so when I was growing up, there wasn't a lot of quarterbacks that looked like me. There was only a handful that was, starting at the college level, and there was definitely a handful at the pro level. So, I was growing up, the number one guys that I seen was, Warren Moon, Randall Cunningham. Those guys, had great college careers and got an opportunity to play at the NFL. So it was on national TV for everybody to see. So I think every young African American QB at that time was saying, if he can make it, I can make it. Just looking for opportunities, and they did a good job of taking advantage of the opportunity they had when they got it, and which opened the doors for a lot of African American quarterbacks that's playing to this day. And at one time I think there was 13, 14 African American quarterbacks playing starting this past season. So there's always somebody to look up to. There's always some things that you can get better with, but you always got to find the right person to look up to. And I think for me and for the guys that I looked up to, and hopefully for the guys who look up to me, I'm steering them down the right path, and that's what it's all about.
So when coming to Legacy, were you offered the job, or were you looking into it, or what made you want to be here today?
Well, I think if I don't look at it as a job, I look at it as, if it's something that you love to do, then it's not work. When you're looking for an opportunity, it may not always be the right opportunity, but when you walk into it, and if you're walking in your, everybody has a destination where they need to be at in life. And I think, my destination is being around football, being on the football field, encouraging kids. So, when the opportunity presented itself here, it was a no-brainer for me. It's always great to come out and put knowledge in, pour knowledge into the kids, and watch them flourish.
What's one advice you would give to athletes?
Man, take advantage of every opportunity in the classroom, because if you do that in the classroom, the athletic field, athletic court, the track, the baseball diamond, softball field, there's going to be plenty of opportunities there. But if you're not taking care of your business in the classroom, you never get those opportunities on the playing field. So, if it's important to you, you'll take advantage of it, and you'll do your best before you get opportunity to, play up under the big lights. And if you're not doing classroom work, you never get to those big lights.
What would you say differs Legacy from every other school? Is it the sports or having the 80 to play, or
Well, I think number one, 80 to play. For some kids that's a lot, because regular UIL schools, you make a 70, you still eligible to play week in and week out. I think putting it up to 80, not only does it looks better on your transcript, but it makes kids strive for more in the classroom. It's easy to make a 70 and say I'm playing Friday night. It's tough to make an 80 and say I'm playing Friday night. But if you can maintain an 80 and above, then it looks, like I say, it looks great with the GPA. When coaches come in and they start recruiting young players, they don't have a question, because they know that it's 80 to play here, and so your GPA is good. Your grades overall should be good. So I think it's a plus here at Legacy. A lot of people don't agree with it because it's too much to handle, and only the strong survive. So if you decide to come here at Legacy, you got to understand what happens on Legacy campus, and if you feel like you can be a part of it, it's a great situation. But like I said, the craziest thing about it is that only the strong survive.
awesome? So I have a couple more questions. So did you always picture yourself in this position, or did you just come across it, or do you believe it was fate?
I've been dreaming about playing football since I was, like I said, I was before 7 years old. I'm in a great state of Texas where high school football is king. So you grow up hearing stories about different players. You grow up watching high school football Friday nights. That's what you look forward to. So for me, it's been a passion, and to have opportunity to get out there and play, and then to go to the next level, and then the next level, and the next level, it says a lot, because not everybody makes it. And I've seen some great athletes that didn't make it out of high school. So, like I said, you got to have faith. You got to have, you got to pray about it. You got to stay focused. And there's going to be hard times, and that's part of the game. So if you can push through the hard times and still be able to maintain and stay healthy, you can play this game for a long time. But the key is pushing through it, because at some point there's going to be a challenge, and if you let that challenge knock you down, then you find yourself starting all over again.
So that leads to my next question. What would you say was your biggest obstacle when playing football?
For me, like I said, I play quarterback, so my biggest obstacle was people telling me I couldn't play quarterback. I wasn't the stereotype QB that people were looking forward to having on the rosters, but I was able to, stay focused. Every chance I got to play that position, I played it well, and I enjoy proving people wrong. So every Saturday, every Friday night, when I had opportunity to, put the ball in my hand, my whole thing was, you said I couldn't do it. I'm gonna prove you wrong, and I did. I feel like I did a great job of doing that throughout my career, which now I'm seeing the fruits of my labor. I'm being inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
So this leads up to my last question. Who was your biggest inspiration, and who were you playing for? It could be a family, a friend, anyone.
So for me, my family, my family is, when you get a chance to play football at the next level, you have a last name on the back of your jersey. You represent that last name, and you got to represent it to the fullest. So anytime I got a chance to put a jersey on that said Bishop, I was always playing for my family, because when everybody else turning back on you, when everybody else doubts you, your family, the ones that you really call family, they're going to always have you back. So I had a good group that showed up every game I played. Every game I was able to play in, they showed up. They supported me through the good and bad, through the highs and lows. So my whole family was always there for me. So, you know, I dedicate, you know, my whole career to my family. I dedicate the Hall of Fame, you know, to my family because without family, you don't have anything.
So this concludes the end of our Titan Talk. I'm Aaliyah Becerra here with Michael Bishop. Thank you.
Tighten up.
Tighten up.